Hey guys, what's up? I've got 7 super sneaky and absolutely shocking traps for you. There's a good chance you've never seen these traps before, and yep, you can actually try them in your own games later. So make sure you watch all 7 of them, because trap number 7 is completely insane. Okay, let's rock and roll. Trap number 1. We're going up against the Benoni defense. Push the pawn forward. Black's most popular move here is e6. And your main line is knight to c3. Because if e takes d... Yep, knight takes d5. If knight f6, bishop to g5, everything's good. Or if the knight goes to e7 instead, your move is still bishop g5, hitting the knight twice and pinning it at the same time. If they push the pawn, simple stuff. Bishop back to f4. Then continue with bishop c7, trapping queen. Or you can play knight to c7 instead, whatever you prefer. And if they push another pawn, no problemo. We keep the pin alive. Black has to be very careful here. They can't chase the bishop away a second time. Just say thank you very much. Mate. We go back. What if queen slides out to h5 here, giving check, and at the same time breaking the bishop pin? We just block with the pawn. And if knight takes the knight, of course we take back with the queen. Then play e3 or e4, and the bishop becomes way more active, putting pressure on f7. Develop the knight, and then castle short. Your development is going to be much faster. Or what if the knight doesn't take the knight here, and instead jumps to f5? Yeah, maybe this knight has some personal beef with your bishop. Your bishop's been bullying it the whole game. Go ahead and pause the video. What move sends your opponent straight to the ICU? Nope, not bishop g3. I mean, the idea is pretty good, preparing knight c7 and all that. But yeah, this knight finally gets its revenge. Knight takes bishop. Okay. Queen! Bro, wait, did we just blunder or what? Yes! Attacking the queen. Look at that queen. She's sad, guys. She's trapped. And your knight can't wait to jump into c7. Too bad the queen can't protect c7 anymore. Black's best move here is knight takes bishop. And of course, we grab the black queen. From here, play whatever you want. Bro, your queen is hanging.
What?
Okay. Smothered checkmate. Good job, boy. Thanks. A beautiful 9-move checkmate, starting with a gorgeous queen sacrifice dance. Let's move on. Trap number 2. We're about to destroy the Smith-Morra gambit. The most popular move here is c3. But don't help your opponent develop their knight. We go with the Sicilian-Scandinavian formation instead, putting pressure of e-pawn. If the pawn takes, just recapture. If pawn takes pawn, yes! Knight to c6, attacking d-pawn! Or if knight f3, attacking the center pawn 3 times. Of course, continue with a knight pin. No need to panic. So, in many cases, queen usually breaks the pin by checking the king, while still keeping pressure on this little boy here. Just block with the knight. After knight takes, that knight's having a bad day. Yep, your structure gets kind of messed up. Because if the queen recaptures instead, you lose after bishop b5. Your queen falls. So just bring the bishop back to d7. If knight takes, you simply take back with the bishop and kick the queen away. Then you can castle long. But here's the problem. What if black responds with knight b5? That knight's about to dance into c7. Family fork incoming. Don't resign, bro. Just keep playing. After knight grabs the free pawn, check. Take knight back with your knight. Queen takes, then maybe queen a8, check. Feel free to pause the video. What's your move here? Let's get brutal. The queen! King! Checkmate! Ha ha ha! So, yeah, the king is forced to take the queen. Yes! Double check! If the king runs back home, just slide the rook over and game over. Or if the king goes to c2 instead, it doesn't matter. Still checkmate. What a beautiful attacking combination. A gorgeous 12-move checkmate. Okay, let's move on. Trap number 3. What if white doesn't respond with the top move here, e takes d5, and instead grabs pawn with the queen, the second best move? Just continue with d takes e4. If white trades queens, we simply recapture with the king. But if white decides to keep collecting pawns, don't worry, no need to be sad. Bro, the show must go on. Develop the knight with tempo. Queen has to move. For instance, queen to a4, give check. Block with the bishop. Counterattack. If queen, for example, goes to b3, your main focus is development. Then we can start chasing the queen around. Hey, bro! So white grabbed 2 extra pawns. No big deal. Let him have it. That queen's been doing way too much eating. She's gonna get fat and lose track of her king. Relax, bro. Just play e5. We're preparing to develop the bishop, and then we'll castle. Team White is clearly way behind in development here. Sure, they're up 2 pawns, but look at their position. Let's say White decides to get aggressive and pins the knight. Now it's time to strike back. First things first, attack the queen. After queen a6, if you like grabbing pawns, yep, go ahead and take it. Or we can bring the bishop to a more active square. The next step could be castling. The rook is still putting pressure on the pawn. White needs to be careful here. We're starting to trap that queen. If white decides to protect the pawn while attacking the bishop, pause the video for a second. What would your move be here? Let's dance together. If the king takes, jump in with a knight check. No matter where the king goes, we pick up the bishop. Okay, let's say the king goes back home. Then we simply take the bishop. White's position is completely falling apart now. Those extra pawns aren't looking so valuable anymore, are they? No matter what white tries, it doesn't make a difference. Just keep checking. King's only move. Another check. Only move. Another check. King has to go to c2. You don't need to take the rook. Just leave it there sleeping peacefully. We're trapping white king now. If bishop moves in to defend the king, we simply take it. With check. And, hey bro, how you doing? White's queen is toast. So, king has to move. Now for the brutal finish. If pawn takes, then knight comes dancing in with a kick. Checkmate. There's no escape route for the king. No question about it. It's the same story if the king runs to a 3. Brutal! Checkmate, bro. Let's rewind for a second. What if, after the bishop check, the king chooses b3 instead of b2? Okay, b3. What should we play here? Alright, here's today's challenge. Find the mate in 2. Drop your answer in the comments. Thanks, everyone. Okay, let's move on to trap number 4. We have Caro-Kann defense with, Karpov variation. So, what's the idea behind this knight move? Yep, it's preparing to bring its brother to f6, because after knight takes knight, the other knight can recapture. Black definitely doesn't want those doubled f-pawns. Just bring out the light-squared bishop. After black's consistent play, knight to f6, attacking the knight. I'm not really interested in trading here. There's a serious threat on the weak f7 square. Bishop is ready to take the pawn. And it's checkmate! So, pawn has to move. Now for the magic move. Queen to e2. The theoretical move here is knight to b6. It's the top move. But in reality, The most popular move here is pawn attacking the knight. Hello! Say goodbye! Yes! Knight takes f7, forking two major pieces. What would you play here as black? If you choose to check with queen to a5, bishop blocks, of course, attacking the queen at the same time, and then your knight will be happy. The rook is gone. Or if black keeps it simple and just takes knight with the king instead. Thanks. Check. King's only move. Another check. Only moves. Yes, a beautiful 11-move checkmate. Bro, you win! Let's move on to trap number 5. We're still facing the Caro-Kann defense, Karpov variation. Knight to f6. Knight to g5. Pawn to e6. Queen to e2, the magic move. Earlier, black responded with pawn to h6. But what if black plays knight to b6 instead? A move that's considered the best. Not only does it attack the bishop also helps protect the pawn from tactical threats. That means the pawn can safely drive the knight away afterward. No problem. Let's save the bishop. If pawn attacks the knight, because if black tries something else, for example, queen takes pawn, black will lose tempo here. Queen has to go back, then knight to e5, and the pawn on f7 is under pressure. Of course, black's defensive comfort is completely disrupted. Especially the king is going to be in serious trouble. Okay, let's go back. After pawn to h6, knight backs to f3. The best move for black is pawn to c5. We simply take the pawn. The top engine move is knight to d7. The second best move is bishop takes pawn. We are not going to focus on bishop takes pawn here. Or as an illustration, if bishop takes pawn, here your plan or setup is to launch an aggressive attack on the king's side. Knight to f3 supports the pawn push to g5. After pawn captures, bishop recaptures. Pawn h to h4. Your king can castle queenside. So if black castles kingside, you will get a strong advantage. Okay, we go back. The engine move here is knight to d7. Of course, the knight is ready to capture the pawn, supported by the bishop. The main point is the knight controls the sensitive square e5. No knight jumps here. Okay, continue to defend the pawn. After the pawn pushes and captures the pawn, it is considered the best move. We reposition the knight. If black gets impatient because it has been targeting your pawn, applying pressure on the knight and pawn. Just continue with knight to c6. Attacking the queen. The queen only has 2 squares. And wherever it goes, let's say it goes to c7. Pause the video here and think, what is the unexpected move your opponent will not see? Yep, check. The king cannot move. Our knight is controlling it. So the bishop has to block. Yep. We take the bishop. Checkmate. Bro, what if the pawn takes the queen? What? The queen! Brutal. A beautiful combination ending in a beautiful 15-move checkmate. Let's move on to trap number 6. We are in the Ruy Lopez, classical variation. c3, then d4. If black continues with pawn to f5. Okay, signal. Cordell Gambit idea. Continue with the early plan d4. After pawn takes e4, we jump the knight attacking the pawn. The bishop is still under pressure. It has to retreat. Or if the bishop attacks the knight, we take the pawn. After the bishop captures the knight, just continue with queen to h5, check. Then capture the knight. Black's position becomes completely exposed. Bro, what if the knight takes the pawn? Yes! Black queen is toast! The pawn cannot capture the knight because it is pinned by the bishop. Okay, let's go back and look for another option other than bishop to e7. To avoid the pawn strike, the bishop can go to b6. Or maybe pawn takes pawn. We capture the pawn, still the bishop has to move. After bishop to b6, we fly the bishop to g5. Now we start targeting the queen. If the knight blocks on f6, you capture it with the knight. After the pawn recaptures, the queen continues the attack with check. Here the black king has to leave its throne, and it becomes an easy target. So after the knight blocks on e7, the queen comes in with check. The pawn blocks. Another check. King to f8. Queen to h6, check. Or king to f7. Queen returns to f3. A discovered check threat. And after the king moves, what is your move? Just continue with knight to h5, check. No matter what your opponent does, without exception, you are winning here. For example, if the pawn captures the knight. Another check, king's only move. Another check, the pawn has to block. How can black stop queen to g7 checkmate here? There is no solution. If the queen goes to f8 to defend g7, you simply take it and it's checkmate. Or even if the knight goes to f5 to control g7, you just capture the pawn. The king is completely stuck and cannot move. And after the queen captures the bishop, yes, is checkmate. We arrive at the final trap. Trap number 7. We have a beautiful checkmate by Paul Morphy against Duke Carl, played in Paris in 1858. Okay, on the board we have the Philidor defense, Wade defense, bishop to g4. D takes e5. If pawn recaptures, black will be down a pawn. After queen takes queen, king recaptures, then knight takes pawn. So bishop continues with takes knight. Queen recaptures the bishop. Pawn takes pawn. Morphy continues with bishop to c4, pressuring f7. Then queen takes f7, it's clearly checkmate. Knight to f6. The queen slides to b3, still pressuring f7, also attacking b7. Queen to e7. Knight to c3. B-pawn is still under pressure. So black plays pawn to c6. The idea is the queen is defending the 7th rank. Look at how hard the life of black queen is. At the same time, this pawn controls 2 key light squares, preventing any knight jumps. Morphy plays bishop to g5. Next move could be queenside castling. Pawn attacks the bishop. Please feel free to pause the video. What's your move? Okay, the top move here is knight takes pawn. After pawn recaptures, bishop takes with check. Of course, knight blocks the check. White castles, then can continue with bishop takes knight. And black's queenside knight will soon disappear. Knight is hanging. So black's anticipation is rook to d1. Rook takes knight. Rook recaptures. Rook h to d1. Putting pressure on the rook on d7, twice. Queen steps up, breaking the pin. So now knight is protecting the rook. Morphy is completely unfazed. Bishop immediately captures the rook. A big fork. Of course knight takes bishop. What is your winning move? Yes, the queen slides in with check, forcing the knight to capture the queen. A beautiful checkmate with rook to d1. Thank you guys. 7 beautiful, brilliant checkmate traps, starting with a queen sacrifice, something that will be very hard for your opponents to predict. Hope you enjoyed it and hope it's useful. You can try it in your own games. Wishing you happiness and success. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.